Hi everyone, this is Selena from Bubble Lab. Today I want to show you guys another demo of building an automation on Bubble Lab end-to-end. So I'm going to show you guys how I actually automated our welcome email pipeline that triggers whenever a new user logs onto our platform and sends them one of 3 variants that we prepared for a welcome email. We're going to set this up in just a few minutes, from testing the 3 variants out to actually setting a webhook in Clerk and showing you what it looks like in production. So here's Bubble Studio, and I already have 3 versions of a welcome email that I want to test to see which one has the highest conversion rate. So I can just say, help me send one of the variants below, ABC, which I will specify later, to an email address. And I'll paste in the HTML email that has all the 3 variants. And of course, these 3 variants were also created by a different Bubble Lab workflow previously, where I asked it to research some of the best performing welcome emails out there and draft it based on my product. All right, so Pearl is now generating the workflow. And here it is. We can see that a very simple workflow is built on Bubble Lab. This is just us testing that this workflow works. So right now I'm providing the email address that I want to send these variants to. Let's input that, selenali@bubblelab.ai, as the email. Let's just run through each of the variants real quick. So let's go through A. This one is the action-focused variant. All right, now let's do B real quick. This one is the vision-focused variant. Perfect. And finally C, which is the social proof variant. Okay, so all 3 of the variants are sending properly. Now in Bubble Lab, we are actually using Clerk to manage all the user authentication. So let's go into our Clerk dashboard and set up a webhook, because we want this workflow to be triggered every time a new user is created in Clerk. So I'm in the webhook section of Clerk right now, and we will need to copy the webhook URL from Bubble Lab. So let's go ahead and enable the webhook and paste that. And I'll just put a quick description, and this should activate when a user is created. Right now, the workflow in Bubble Lab is set up with flow inputs of a user email and the variant and first name, but in reality, we actually want Clerk to be sending this payload so that every single email sent in the workflow is personalized to that specific user. So we actually need the payload schema provided by Clerk, and we can go back into Bubble Lab and tell Pearl to replace the payload instead with the following, which will come from Clerk. And there's a lot of information in the payload, but we should specifically get their first name, email, and in terms of the variant, we can just ask to randomize a variant to send. And now it'll actually go and update this workflow so that it's no longer in our testing little environment. We are now productionizing it. It gets triggered when a new user is created on Clerk, and it uses the appropriate payload to actually gather the right information to send it to the right person. And now this is live in production. That's how we've been sending emails to our new users. So I'll show you how it's working. I will just go ahead and create a new account. As we can see, we got an email, and this looks like it is variant B that got sent. And if we go back into Bubble Studio, you'll be able to monitor the executions as it's happening in real time. In the History tab, the execution result was successfully sent, email variant B, to hkselenali@gmail.com. If you want to build production-ready workflows like this in a couple of minutes, feel free to try out Bubble Lab. We're open source, super developer friendly, and feel free to reach out at any time if you have any questions. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time.